Here we go. Although unframing is the first step, every painting is unique. For instance, standard pry bars fail here. Specialized pliers are needed to properly remove it. So, this time, our master will work his magic. He is restoring a 17th century religious piece named Saint Catherine of Alexandria. It's not the original. The real one, painted by Raphael, is in the National Gallery, London. This patched version, with a hole, was copied by an unknown 17th century artist. Though not authentic, it's definitely not a cheap fake. Historically, copying is a centuries-old tradition. Since the Renaissance, many young painters learned composition by copying masters' work, studying light and brush strokes. Experienced artists also took commissions from nobles, churches, or collectors to paint high-quality replicas. In that era, these copies were how ordinary people enjoyed art. It was practical. After all, real Raphaels are incredibly rare. Those who owned originals were very few. As for the piece being restored, though a copy, the figure styling, fabric folds, and lighting layers show it's not a beginner's practice. It was painted by an experienced, skilled artist. So, for such a replica, do you think it's worth fixing? After a brief inspection, he unmounted the frame and cleaned the canvas back. Next, he lays tissue paper and a damp green cloth on the heating table. Then he seals it with film. Finally, he turns on heat and vacuum. This way, humidity, temperature, and vacuum pressure work together to flatten the warped canvas, restoring its flat state. Actually, the reason canvas warps over time is mainly because the fibers are constantly affected by humidity. In damp weather, fibers absorb moisture and expand. When it gets dry, they lose moisture and shrink, expanding and shrinking day after day, year after year. Stress builds up inside the canvas, eventually causing ripples or permanent deformation. So his method is simply letting the canvas fibers' moisture rebalance while pressed flat. After fixing the warped canvas, he uses a traditional craftsman method to create a perfectly sized patch for the hole. Of course, using a 3D scanner and laser cutting would be more precise, but he feels that lacks soul. With the patch done, next he adds a layer of sheer spun nylon to the canvas back. This sheer layer not only provides temporary support, but also holds more adhesive, making the glue layer thickness more even. As we can clearly see, the canvas is flat, but there are still many imperfections. When the glue layer becomes uniform, it helps bond the new backing smoothly. This new backing is the familiar sandwich structure. Between the canvas and new linen backing, a rigid PET film is added. After aligning them, heat and vacuum pressure are used, so the heat-sensitive adhesive reactivates, reshaping and rebonding. The added PET film mainly acts as a solid support, unaffected by environmental humidity. Next is our favorite canvas cleaning step. He uses specific solvents to clean the yellowed old varnish off the paint. restoring its original colors. Next, he uses a white filler medium to fill areas missing paint. It's like laying a foundation, because it's missing not just paint, but the original paint layer's thickness. If we just color the sunken areas, even if the color matches perfectly, the uneven surface will catch the light, creating obvious shadows and glare, resulting in a poor look. Now he will remount the canvas onto the stretcher. The fasteners used are these vintage square tacks. After reinstalling the frame, he applies a clear isolation layer over the paint. This isolation layer acts like a primer. It resaturates the paint colors and seals any tiny unaddressed cracks. More importantly, it separates the original art from subsequent touch-ups. Like creating a new layer, if future restoration is needed, they just remove this isolation layer. Next is the repainting phase. With rich restoration experience and absolute color sensitivity, he carefully fills in the missing paint areas. Finally, he applies a coat museum-grade UV-resistant clear varnish. Now, this 17th century replica of Alexandria's Saint Catherine, a religious figure painting, is officially restored. Let's review the before and after restoration. One last thing, although based on Raphael's work, it's not just a simple tracing. This unknown artist kept the classic figure composition, but redesigned the background scenery. He also infused his own painting style into the colors and lighting. So more accurately, this is a derivative based on Raphael's original, not a one-to-one replica. Seeing this, do you think this painting was worth restoring? That's it for this restoration video. Thanks for watching. Time always flies. Time to say goodbye. Once again, thanks for visiting Max's Restoration Realm. Bye.